Okay, welcome back, folks. This is the second part of my dashboard. Ideally, I'd have these integrated with the other dashboard, a more powerful dashboard, or be to put this on a dedicated server and have it running 24/7 non-stop. So I bought this news indicator and I personalized it to my liking, but still, if it were me, I'd probably remove this, and I couldn't get the guy to cooperate and just charge me to personalize it. What's this profit? I don't need this. I don't need this. So we could probably downsize this window. Previous I don't need, and currency, yeah, okay. The impact, yeah, this I need. So if we're gonna, for example, trade only with the other dashboard, we're gonna have to link this news report into the other dashboard. Actually, for me, it would be more expensive to get it programmed into the other dashboard, but that would be the idea, to get the score according to the news reports, and then we have some data here, which I'm going to explain now. In the other dashboard, we had a 1 minute. On this one, I put longer time frames. We know that right now, the Swiss franc is on a 5 minutes, 15 minute, and 4-hour chart. It's the most trendy. And then we have currencies, like the strength of the currency. You could tell that the franc and the US dollar are the most spreading apart on the hourly chart, the 15-minute chart, and most probably the 5-minute chart. So that would be the calculation, the spread. Now let's go to see this one. We saw that the euro dollar was trending a lot, so I'm going to bring this up and we're going to look at what's going on. I had these programmed in a TradeStation program once. This is high-low close. I don't care about the open, because usually currencies, they close and they open pretty much at the same level. But what I did also do is I found these because I want a breakdown of each session. This is the Australian session right there. Today it did 15 pips. But the euro dollar doesn't trade on it. Probably, yeah, you see it trades a bit on the Australian session, but the Asian session says, okay, well, obviously if over time there's not much trading, the moving averages flatten out. It's normal. And then they start getting activity, and once the activity starts, this is very important also, I'll explain later. So this is yesterday's high. What happened during yesterday's high? We bounced on it. It took 4 or 5 attempts to bust through the highs, then sit on it, then finally it kind of let go again. But today is FOMC report today. Let's go back and see. Today we had crude inventories and FOMC meetings coming up. So the next news to come out is the natural gas storage, which is in 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 4 seconds. And then after that, we're going to have the FOMC meeting reports. So that's very important. Okay, let's go back to our chart. The euro. So what happened here was that it busted through the highs here, supported, then broke again underneath. Guess what? It's supported. Look at the closes. Doesn't matter the little punctures here. They do matter, but like in this case, they just punctured this high and came back and closed below. So any close below that bar is not very good, especially when you're attempting new highs. Okay, so that's technical stuff. So we supported here where? On yesterday's close. So I like to see these, and this is the low of yesterday. See, that's the low of yesterday. That happened during the New York session. See all these? This is Japanese session, this is the London session, and this is the New York session, right? So this tells me also, oh, the London market tells us that it's the most active. Yeah, okay. It did 61 pips, but look, most of the activity was done in the New York session, or the overlap, because now it's 10:50 a.m., 10 to 3 in England. As I said before, these are longer term time frames. This is a weekly MA 18. 18 moving average. So sometimes I change it to 16. This is based on the 4918. But we have shorter and longer term time frames. So if this is a longer term, ideally I would like to have them, shaped in the longer the time frame, the longer this would be. So we don't have to look back all the time and say, oh, what's this one? It's always the 18. but different time frames. 4-hour chart. So normally the 4-hour would be longer time frame than the hourly, right? So it would be a little longer. So you won't have to scroll in front and see. This is the 18 also on a weekly. So it's one moving average, different time frames. So now we punctured the weekly resistance. We've done the New York session has 56 pips. London session has 61. And this one here at the bottom tells me the forecasted amount of pips that are going to be traded. You see all this non-activity? It's because it's the Asian session. This is where the activity starts. I'd say London session starts at 3. This is the 3 o'clock session that starts. And right before that you have Germany and Switzerland they open an hour before the Euro session. So the activity starts a bit before that. So you get this. So what I've done here I got this programmed. I have 16 pips minimum. In an hour, we don't get at least 16 pips of movement, I don't want to trade it. So this is kind of a stay out of the market indicator. Now we have 1, 2, 3 hours in a row where we have above 16 forecasted, and we can tell because it's historical. So right now we have 21 pips in this hour. Next hour we're going to have 18.7. So it's still going to be pretty active. And today, like we saw in the news report, we have natural gas and FOMC. So this is going to continue trending, and probably for an hour or so before the FOMC meeting, things are going to start getting flat. So what's this one, top? So what I do is, let's go to see the properties. So this tells me auto level top 6. The top 6 hours of trading, obviously they're going to be above 16. That's my minimum. We can have only maybe 4 hours above 16. But what are the top 6? I would like to have the numbers up top here. Future programming, or maybe redoing these things. And it's the size of this hour, 18.2. It says here at the bottom. How many, this one is 22.2. So if we have 3 hours of trading on average, 18, 22, and what's this one, 17, it doesn't mean they're stacked. It doesn't mean like 22 plus 17 plus 18. No. It tells you in an hour, up and down, up and down, up and down. But also, if you want to know, starting at this hour or this hour, let's go there. See, right there, from there to there, total trading range, right? So this one did 40, okay, 32 pips and a half. For 3 hours, you can put a trade in there, and obviously, everything starts to line right about here. So the moving average is 4918. This is a longer time frame. So this is what I want to know. If I'm going to be trading for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, that's what I want to know. And here's where the actual breakout happens. 7, 8 o'clock. There's probably news that came out earlier today, and you can tell that we supported on top of yesterday's close, and then started turning around. We want closes above these moving averages, at least when they line up. If you exclude this one, let's say I delete that and I just concentrate on the 4918, we got the signal right about here. We knew that for a couple of hours it's going to be trending. It's prime time, 9-10 o'clock. So that's how I would combine these indicators with the news report and the trending. As we saw before, euro dollar was the most trending when at the moment of shooting this video. And also, obviously, I have auto traded systems on this, but I have to input the hours manually, and you have to babysit and stuff. But ideally, these would be connected to this, would be connected to the others, and would be connected to this, and saying, okay, we have 3 hours of trending coming up, and look out for the spreading apart of the currency strength index, and that will tell you with the news report at what time to enter the market. On the positive side, or obviously negative side, is quicker, faster. you know, I need somebody to help me out and get all this puzzle put together in one application and referencing many things at once to make it a system that's viable. Well, there you have it, and I'm open to suggestions and offers and partnerships. If you want, just hit contact the info and send me an email and we can talk. All right? Take it easy and happy trading, everybody. Bye-bye.